Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Wednesday night here at vaportrails.tv. My name's Dave. Over my left shoulder you will see the effervescent loveliness, the ineffable bubbliness, the inexorable gorgeousness that is the one and only Sav. Say good evening, Sav.
Good evening.
Over my right shoulder is the man of many faces, the man with two backs and a blue room. He is the one and only, the magnificent Magic Midlander. It's Dave Kitson. Say hello, Dave.
What out?
I love the way he talks. If you weren't with us for the pre-show, tough. You missed it. It's not happening live, and I have the feeling chat's going to be saying some things about that. Tonight, it's kind of a joyous celebration of the wonders of the Twitter, not the twat. Yes, let's see if we can get this all right. Get this show on the road for tonight. It's time for VT Talk. Now, we did have all kinds of mega plans for tonight, but like all the best laid plans of mice and men, they aft gang a glare, as very boring might possibly say, given that he's Scottish. And the guests that we had lined up have had to bow out for one reason or another, but never mind. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about, not least the Twitter bomb, its effects and various other things. Now, you may notice that down here, down there, just under where my finger is, just above my knees, you'll see that's a live feed from Twitter of the hashtag EU e-cigarette ban, which is what everybody's been tweeting with of late, and we have seen all kinds of new people picking this up, and it's gone worldwide, into America, into France, Germany, it's all over. And I've just heard a tweet come in from somewhere, but never mind. They're there live. It's there if you've been tweeting and you're getting withdrawal symptoms and you want to see what's going on. That's what's going on. So you can see that Vaping Daz has just been RT'd, that vapors are the most awesome people. I just wanted to say that. That's what Daz would have said. That's exactly what he would have said, but not quite like that. And no, I'm not going to do an impersonation of him. It's all good. It's all good stuff. So, Dave, this Twitter bomb as it was on Saturday and the ongoing hashtag, what's it been doing for you, if anything? Oh, hello, Dave. Dave. What? Come on, Dave. What? Are you there?
I am, yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
Oh, God. I was saying, have you been tweeting and what's it been doing for you?
Oh, sorry, I was trying to get Andy in.
Oh, right. Sorry, I hadn't... Have you got him there now, have you?
Yeah, I can see him. I have no idea whether we can hear him or not.
That's an interesting one. Yes,
Say something, Andy.
Hello.
Good God, we've got Mr. Sutton as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is joined up television. It's live and it's seamless, as you can see. It's all joined up. There he is. Hello, Mr. Sutton.
Hello. I hope we're all well tonight.
Well, yes, as well as can be expected. A little bit excitable, and I have no real idea why. Your good self, have you had a constructive day at the lettuce? At the office, rather?
I've had a very constructive day, and I've just got back.
All right.
Tuned in to watch the show, and here I am.
Ah, so my tweets and my Skype messages didn't get through to you?
Sadly not. No, I've been somewhere without the internet today, but it's good to see everybody in chat and everybody here.
Well, quite, yes. Now, actually, since we've got you and since we've got you at the start, I'm going to play a little bit of video in, which will give you a chance to get your knickers out of the twist and stop them from being butt floss. And we'll this is the SWAF trailer which I took it upon myself to download, which I'm going to play in. But can you, just before we go into it, explain in 45 seconds what Smoke Without Fire is about?
Smoke Without Fire is a campaign to generate media that in the very near future we will not only be able to tweet text, we will be able to tweet links to video that share our story with the world.
And here, he said, is how you find out about it and how you do it.
Read an article in New Scientist a couple of years ago about electronic cigarettes. First I'd ever heard of them, and I never went back to smoking. I hadn't planned on even cutting down.
4 years later, all I use is an e-cigarette. I get my nicotine from that, I don't harm anybody else, and as a really good byproduct, I'm going to live longer because I'm using an electronic cigarette.
This consists of an electronic inhaler that vaporizes a liquid into an aerosol mist, simulating the act of tobacco smoke. But the difference is that while cigarette smokers smoke for the nicotine but die from the tars and gases released by the burning of tobacco, e-cigarettes deliver the nicotine in an aerosol form, crucially without the hazards that accompany tobacco smoking.
The likelihood is it will grow and it will usurp tobacco smoking.
Yeah.
And that strikes me as being a damn good idea. And I think if government can see that, so much the better.
Who could object? Well, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it seems the EU can object because it's bringing forward a draft tobacco products directive which proposes to regulate non-tobacco nicotine-containing products, including e-cigarettes, by classifying the majority of these products as medicines, and every product with more than 4 milligrams per millilitre of nicotine would have to be classified. It means that there would be a de facto ban on these products. They're not medicines, it's a recreational nicotine product.
These things represent a way to carry on smoking. They represent a middle ground, yeah? Because in the past, as a smoker, and I know full well, having been one, you would either have to quit using some of those NRT products, which have a 93% failure rate, or you'd have to die.
It's, in all likelihood, it's true that e-cigarettes will be less dangerous than the real thing, but we really don't know.
They are totally clueless. I bet if they watched or looked at the past 5 years history in vaping, even they would question themselves.
European consumers expect the products they buy to be tested and proved to be safe. We must regulate e-cigarettes just as we regulate other nicotine-containing products as a pharmaceutical product.
It's a way of life to me, because I don't want to go back onto cigarettes.
What the EU is proposing to do now would make it very, very difficult for me to live longer. They would take 15 years off my life.
I think they're banning it. My own personal view is they're going to ban it because they're getting no revenue from it. Because if people stop smoking, they're going to have to get the funding from somewhere.
I do believe that the removal of the hazardous tar from cigarettes, while still providing the nicotine that smokers look for, means this product should be studied very closely and should be saved from this forthcoming EU directive.
There are so many hundreds of thousands in the UK alone, millions of people around the world whose lives have literally been transformed by these products.
It's the future.
I am an asthmatic. When I switched, I went from I was using one asthma spray per week. Now I'm using one every 3 months if I'm lucky. And the only thing I've done is change my nicotine delivery system, which is these. And you're not going to take that away from me.
There you go. That man that's on screen now that is the man responsible for putting together that. Yes, it was you, Mr. Sutton, for putting together that. I mean, that's a work in progress. That's not finished yet, is it, Andy?
That's why it's near. It's near. But there is another version that's going to go up on the Kickstarter site and hit YouTube. Yeah.
Right, but that as a starter for 10, that's the kind of thing we're looking at. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Andy Sutton, the man in the window, that fella there with the iClear 30 in his hand, he is a magician. He is an absolute magician when it comes to editing these programs together. If you've ever seen the Berry Hikers, no, they don't walk up fells, they ride motorbikes, they're hairy bikers. He does a lot of that. He's done a lot of that DIY SOS. They send him in to do some painting first and then they go and fix it. Andy's the man that does all of that. He is so good at what he does, and he's put together disparate clips there from all over everywhere to come up with that. That's a work in progress. Time it's finished, it's going to be amazing. But Andy, what do you need people to do now?
Well, I need everybody to get over to the SWAF campaign YouTube site, and there is a video on there that is asking for people to submit their vaping stories. And that really is as simple as sitting in front of your webcam and just expressing how much these things mean to you, like you saw the guys doing in the video. You know, just if you've got a story, we've all got stories to tell, you know, because it means a lot to us, and just get that across and I'll do the rest, as it says on the video. You know, literally you can record for as long as you want. I'll sort it out. The most important thing is you don't have music on in the background and we can hear and see you. That's all I care about, you know. Well, Dave last week did a great instructional video on how to record a video. You know, if you've only got a webcam, if you've only got a camera phone, use that. I just need to see let me put it another way. The people that we will tweet these videos need to see our face. And you are the face of vaping. Get on there and submit your video. I appreciate it greatly.
There you go. Now, if you're not sure about how to do it, it's very, very simple to do. And in fact, you'll see that there was a bit me in a blue shirt in there just yabbering away. And I make no excuses for this. I'll show you how I did that. It's dead easy. And earlier on today, somebody was saying they were having a little bit of difficulty with it and so on and so forth. Seriously, it comes from there. It comes from the heart. That's all you need to do, is just say how you feel. If you like, go how you got introduced, what made you take them up, have you switched or are you a dual fueler, and how you feel about them and how you would feel if they were taken away. It doesn't need to take very long, and you don't need to use really expensive equipment to do it. I know it looks as though we've got all the gear in the world in here, but you don't need it. You can do it with, I've got to say, a smartphone. I was going to say iPhones, but other smartphones are available, and it's very easy to do. Let me show you this.
Hiya. Videoing from your iPhone is actually quite simple to do, and I'm just going to set up an iPhone shoot so that you can see how I would go about doing it if I'm on my Todd and trying to pull a video together. And this is the basic. It's an iPhone. Set it into camera mode. Now I'm going to use the back camera, the one that faces away from the screen. So the thing to do is to set it onto whatever it is you're going to use, and then using the viewfinder you'll be able to spot whether or not it's going to work, and you just use marks on the wall or whatever your background is to make sure you're going to be in shot. I'm going to be sitting in that red chair. I'm just going to shoot a couple of minutes of video to see whether or not I've got this at the right height. So set it away, and here we go. Hi, this is Dave. I started using electronic cigarettes not because I wanted to quit, but because I wanted to be able to smoke where I couldn't smoke. 4 years later, all I use is an e-cigarette. I get my nicotine from that. I don't harm anybody else. and as a really good byproduct, I'm going to live longer because I'm using an electronic cigarette. What the EU is proposing to do now would make it very, very difficult for me to live longer. They would take 15 years off my life. My name's David Dawn. Thank you for listening. And that's it. I've recorded what I want to record. So you stop the recording. And then I need to watch back what I've been recording. So let's have a look at that and see how it looks. And here it is. Here we go. Hi. Head and shoulders, perfectly done. I'll show you.
And literally that is all it takes. And Andy Sutton will do the rest. Sav, I know there's been one or two questions there for Andy. Can you yell them out?
Yeah, there's a couple of questions. Someone asked, they've already got a video uploaded onto YouTube. What would they do? Would they send you the link to that, or would you want them to send you it as a file?
Very simple. They can either go on there, go onto the SWAF campaign YouTube page and click on the comment section, and then add video response, and then it will, if you're logged into YouTube, it will allow you to add any of your video collection to that video as a video response. Or you can contact me via Facebook or Twitter. Well, I don't know if anybody's heard of Twitter, but you can get in touch with me, and I'll give you my email address. You can ping me the link, or there are many ways, but I just need to get hold of them. And I saw in chat as well, somebody was saying, when do I need them? Let's start sticking them on there now. Let's not hold back. Let's get them going. As soon as there are a couple on there, I get the feeling that it'll build momentum and start building from there.
Andy, what about different languages?
Different languages are fine, and that is where one part of the funding will help us with the Kickstarter campaign, is that we can get professional translation services to translate them. Yeah, so other languages are fine. I've got several comments and questions about whether we want to hear from our American cousins, and of course we do. Obviously our target is to sort out this EU problem first. But I don't know about the rest of us, but I think that if American government is watching what's going on in the EU, and that they might follow suit. So we've all got the same point, haven't we? It's a silly ban, no matter where it happens. So yes, any race, creed, or colour are welcome to submit a video.
Excellent. Sav, anything more?
Fuzzy has asked, is there a time limit on the videos?
In duration,
Go again, Sav.
Sorry, I don't know if she means what you've just answered, or the actual duration of the video.
As in how long it needs to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sure. I'm not sure. Is YouTube still imposing a 10-minute limit on videos? I think they got rid of that, didn't they?
15 from memory.
Yes.
It's 15. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, 15 minutes. Try and stick to that. If you run over, just stop recording and start recording again. Just keep them coming, really.
Indeed. What else is going on in chat, Sav? Because I've seen all kinds of things happening in there. It's not like me to monitor, but for once I thought I might.
You may have to, because apparently I sound like a Dalek tonight.
You do?
Yes.
Oh dear. Sorry about that.
Sound fine here.
Sounds fine here.
And there.
Go with it, Sav. Is that still Daleking?
Am I still a Dalek?
Quiet and crackly. Hang on. I'll see if I can fix it at this end. Speakings?
Exterminate.
Is that any better, people?
No.
Okay, what we'll do, I'll take some adverts, and I have a cunning plan in mind. So we'll go to the adverts and I'll try this cunning plan and see if it works from there.
Fixing the sound.
Say that again?
Does it involve fixing the sound?
Yes.
That's a very cunning plan. I like that one.
I thought so. I'll nod below. Cheers. Back in 2 ticks. iVapour and iVapour Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVapour.co.uk and iVapour-elixir.co.uk. iVapour and iVapour-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Do you see it?
Yes, we're back live, and Sav should now hopefully be okay. Sav, would you care to have a little bit of a nap with people?
Hello, am I fixed? Do I sound like a Dalek or am I back?
There we go. We shall wait and see what chat says, because I can see that you're live on there now.
Yes, I'm fixed.
Stay fixed.
Yay.
There you go. See?
That's good.
I tell you what, man, it's amazing what you can do when you've got a vague idea of what you're doing, and that's about all I have got. What were you going to bring in from chat, Sav?
Right, there was something that came into chat a few minutes ago from Lord Barbie, and he says, it's breaking news. Was in my shop in Rugby. Mark Pauls, the MP, was in. He just missed him. Spoke to the owner of the shop and said, Mr. Palsy and an MEP is writing to our friend Linda and other MEPs to find out what is going on. This man's definitely doing something for us.
Yes, woo! Indeed. And you know, I've got to say, while we've got Mr. Sutton there, that I think we all owe him a great debt of gratitude, because this Twitter bomb thing that got set away on Saturday night on his 3-2-1 do it now malarkey has ended up, I think, swaying the opinions of certain people. For instance, Nikki Sinclair, an MEP, has been extremely supportive and actually taken part in the whole thing. And we've got the likes now of Chris Davies, who's an MEP in the West Midlands, who is asking for people to give him information about e-cigs. And you can even, there's his website there, that's his website there, and he's asking for information about e-cigs. He wants your opinion. So go for it. It's there for everybody to see. Sorry, you were going to say something there, Andy?
He's also kissing a fish.
I can't say I'd noticed the...
He was kissing a fish.
Really?
Let me just say, I thank you for your kind words, but I honestly didn't know whether it was going to work, and I thought my lovely audience, our lovely audience, were going to just tweet it, and it was going to, you know, I didn't know. It wasn't a grand plan to take over the Twitterverse, but thanks to the people who have been retweeting, it's been a success. So I thank you. And we hope to apply that to the Smoke Without Fire campaign. And with our fantastic audience and with the vapors worldwide, we can make them listen to us.
I think you're absolutely right. There's a few bits of pointers that people need to know, though. Here's the thing. Not everybody is following everybody else at the minute. And if you're going to tweet and you want everybody to be able to see it, you know, when we started with at Linda McCavan or whoever it was, we'll say Mickey Mouse so that we don't unfairly dive on the woman. If you start with .at Mickey Mouse or .at Hi-Fi Stud, everybody can see it whether they follow you or not. But if you see a conversation going, you know, at Andy Sutton, and Andy Sutton is doing at Hi-Fi Stud back over, that probably means it's a private conversation, that it's only meant for their followers to see. It's interesting that. But we were also talking earlier on today about making some changes to Saturdays, and Mr. Sutton doesn't know anything about what we were talking about. Does he, Dave?
No, I can barely remember myself, actually.
Sav knows, don't you, Sav?
I know.
Go on then, Sav.
I'm not breaking the news.
Does it mean I got Saturday night off?
No, you haven't got Saturday night off. You'll still be driving it, but we're going to be, everybody's going to be...
Our plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What we thought was, one of the things we did notice, because there's a few hashtag monitoring sites around the place, and on 5 or 6 of them, we actually came up with the word spam. Eek, which it's just a little bit nasty. So, what we thought was, we would come up with the next recipient. I hate to use the word target, but you know what we mean, children. So we come up with the next recipient, and then we'll come up with 26 tweets. And we want you to help us on this at forum.vaportrails.tv. Come up with some tweets. Now, they need to be, we think they need to be factual, kind of generic, non-insulting, informational, but guaranteed to go a long way towards swaying somebody towards the cause. Let's, for argument's sake, say e-cigs could save 700,000 lives over the next 2 calendar years. Don't ban them, we love them. Hashtag EU e-cig ban would be one. And what we'll do is we'll come up with 26 of them, and they'll be numbered. They won't be numbered, they'll be lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And we'll be asking you to send 2 with your first initial and your surname initial. So if you are called Andrew Zeotrop, and Zeotrop is your surname because you're of Welsh extraction or live in Bristol, either way, then you would send tweet A and tweet Z. But if you were called Dave Dawn, so your 2 initials are the same, you get to send a Z or any of the other names, any of the other letters that don't have to have, don't happen to have many surnames of them. So if you've got 2 initials the same, you send your D and you send something else. And is that as clear as mud, Andy?
That is clear. That is clear. Yes. It's a good idea. I noticed the spam crown that had been placed on it. I would actually I think that is a computer classifying it as spam. I would classify that differently personally. It's a movement as opposed to spam, but a very clever computer has come up with that label. But yeah, no, if there's any way we can get around it, and that sounds like a good one.
Well, yes, I mean, it's just the whole notion that it's spam, it's just bad stuff is spam. So we thought we could do something along those lines, which is all good. So yes, there will be a thread on the VTTV forum on our Facebook page, because I'm sure Sav and Daz will be on that like snot on a hanky. Well, it's right, isn't it?
So will we be posting all 26 into chat?
Yes, we will. We'll post all 26 into chat, but it'll be A, B. Go on.
So to take part in this, all you need to know is your name.
Yes. It's that hard. Okay. It's that hard.
Probably what we'll do is we'll have a web page somewhere with them listed A to Z, and then we'll put the link into chat on Saturday. Right.
Okay. No. Cool.
And we can get, so if anybody didn't get the full detail there, we'll go through it all again. So, but simply based on your initials, you pick a tweet off the list that we'll give you, and that's what you tweet.
Yeah. Cool.
Then that way we've got 26 different messages going instead of the same one.
I mean, I've got to say what I loved about I loved the evolution of what got sent to our recipient. On Saturday, it evolved throughout the evening, and it's still going now, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love every single one of you who's retweeting it.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting looking at the retweets that are happening even now. Everybody is. They're at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to keep them there throughout all the shows because it's fascinating me, and I'm thrilled by the whole thing. It's amazing.
It has made my phone, other phones are available, utterly useless though.
Really? Why is that?
Because every 10 seconds it's going ding, ding,
yes,
ding.
Yeah, well, I got pushed out of bed the other night and sent downstairs to put my iPhone into a tin box with two tea towels, because apparently it sounded like there was half a nunnery in our kitchen playing with battery operated devices, because the thing was just vibrating against the work surface and all you could hear was zzz, zzz, zzz. We were just waiting for the Vicar, and thank God it didn't happen. Shocking. Sav's got that look on her face again. Go on, Sav, what's happening?
Well, I've none of that.
I'm just fascinated with chat tonight, and they're fascinated with the chat room.
Really? Why is that?
Because we're having a running count of how many people are coming in, which has got me mesmerised. I'm sorry. I have got one question, and that's from Egomaniac, and he said, would it serve just as well if we compose our own messages?
Well, yes, people have been. There's been some cracking stuff being posted up, and it's been retweeted, which is all brilliant. There are people now posting some really good pointed messages in the generality, and ones that need to be pointed at folks are being pointed at folks. And seriously, they are doing such a good job. Like I say, Nikki Sinclair, Rebecca Taylor, Chris Davies, they all appear to have moved their position, it would seem, as a direct result of what's been going on Twitter. And this is brilliant stuff. This is what we want to see. And as I've said, it's all down to Mr. Sutton kicking it off last Saturday night, and it hasn't slowed down. It's amazing. Go on, Andy. Say something.
You know, when I saw it all kicking off, it was a really emotional moment. You know, it was, and every when I found that blog last night, and seeing the support from people is just amazing. We have always thought we've had a very valid point as vapors, and it's very nice to have that validated. And as well, I'll reiterate something we said before as well. The people who support it tweet and retweet in the same way we would a Twitter bomb as well, because that helps the cause as well, you know, and then they'll gain followers, and the whole thing builds momentum, both positive and questioning as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's been brilliantly executed, and I love the way the French are getting involved now. Germans are getting involved. I've been sitting there going back to my schoolboy French, trying to work out what it all means. But when you see "no!" exclamation mark hash EU e-cig ban, you get the impression that they don't want to see it happening. And the same when you've got 9.
I know what you're saying, but they don't sound very happy.
No, you can hear the tone. You can hear the tone, and it's all brilliant stuff. I'm gonna ask people if I can direct them to another website in the same sort of vein. I don't know whether you'll have seen this yet, Andy.
It's all been happening today. You know, you spend one day in Cardiff and it all kicks off. What's happening?
What you been doing? What you been doing in Cardiff?
Say again?
What have you been doing in Cardiff?
I'm editing a television programme.
Ah, right. I thought you'd perhaps been going to catch a few sheep.
No. I've got enough downstairs.
Oh, you better hope your missus doesn't hear you say that. Anyway, let's just move away from the Twitter just for a second and go to mercola.com. Now, what can I tell you about mercola.com? It's from a Dr. Mercola. And this is not anywhere that would normally be what you would say was a site about e-cigs or about tobacco control particularly. It's about, according to this, the world's #1 natural health website. But it says, well, you can see what it says. Electronic cigarettes contain higher levels of toxic metal nanoparticles than tobacco smoke. I'm going to say one word in close-up. Bullshit. And what? What?
I'm laughing. It's funny.
Okay. It says, if you're a smoker, you've probably seen the relatively new electronic cigarettes on the market. Maybe you've even tried them in an attempt to quit your cigarette habit. Oh, it's an American one. My mom has been a smoker for over 60 years and I really don't hassle her about it because she has not taken any medications, has a great diet and uses a device to poke holes in her cigarettes that reduces the amount of smoke she inhales by 95%. Now, hang on, I've got to say this. Everybody in the world knows those things are useless. They actually make it worse. But the good doctor knows everything. Let me read on. Ha! Ha ha! Electronic cigarettes are touted as a safer, cleaner alternative to smoking, but new research suggests there's more to the equation than meets the eye. While they may not expose you to the thousands of toxic compounds in the average conventional cigarette, they do contain hazardous chemicals, and in some ways these entirely man-made tobacco alternatives may be even more dangerous to your health than regular cigarettes. And my blood's boiling. I'm not gonna... Yeah, exactly. What was that again?
I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, right. Yeah, bullshit, exactly. I mean, honestly, horse feathers. I have never heard such a steaming pile of festering dingo kidneys in my born days. It is absolutely redonkulous. And this bloke, and I've got to say his audience, wants absolutely smacking. Let me give you that URL. Let me bring it back up again so you can go and see it. I'll press camera 3. Sorry, I'll look at that. Up at the top there, that's where it is. I'll highlight it. Articles.mercola.com. Just go to mercola.com and you'll see it. Mercola, what's the best... Oh, God. Honestly, this bloke, whoever he is a complete numpty. A grade 1, class A... What's the word I'm looking for? Asshole! He's not very clever in any way, shape or form. And he needs a visit from the Twitter bomb team. This means you. Go and tell him. And go and tell his followers.
When you find his Twitter handle, we wouldn't abuse it at all.
No.
Any of the people commented on his page.
Absolutely right. There's no way on the face of this planet we would abuse it. No. So if anybody can find the Twitter... But I don't even... Do I dare look at the comments that have been posted?
You opened the floodgates.
Should wind a few people up. It's always good for a laugh.
I think he deserves one up the Twitter.
Right. Sav, have you got anything to say while I'm opening the comments that he's had from his adoring fans?
I'm more polite than you guys. I'll say there was an awful lot of BS being quoted in the chat room.
BS? Bullshit.
Yeah, that's the stuff, yeah. Mark Shaw says, Dr. Faraslinos has already commented on this study on his website. It's flawed. And he also said, I know what website I'm visiting later. Is it open to comments? Question mark.
Yes,
Thomas BS says, so much BS in one article. MJ Jones, a total pile of male cow excrement. And Safer Sig says, bomb that custard. I'm guessing it was custard because I've just got asterisks.
Yes, it's quite an interesting little site, is that? But that one's all about. I mean, you know, it's just a giggle, and I've got to say a big thanks to Dave Kitson, because it was him what found it, and he said just.
I picked it off a tweet. I think it was Flitzy tweeted it, and I followed a link and found it earlier. Yeah.
Daniel Flitzanu.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Flitzanu. He's a good lad. He's Flitz. He's a good lad.
Absolutely.
I like Flitz a lot. I mean,
put a Twitter address into chat as well. So.
What was that? Say that again.
Swifty McTavish has just put his Mercola's Twitter into chat.
Oh well, if people happen to append the #EU e-cigs ban,
Let's in for a surprise.
Can we just confirm that actually is him?
Yes, check first, for God's sake. Check for. I don't know if there's. I wonder if there's anything on his site. Let's have a look and see. I'm scrolling up to the top. Oh, there is a Twitter. Twitter.com/Mercola. MER.
It's in chat, yeah.
Yeah, MERCOLA. That's the man. Make sure if you do decide to tweet him, put the hashtag on there. and we'll see whether it comes up in real time on the screen, which is probably a good time to take the adverts and go and edit out the bit we've just recorded.
As Andy is asking what we're tweeting, whatever you think's appropriate, but let's keep it non-suable.
Yes, keep it clean. Keep it clean. I mean, be accurate in what you say, but keep it clean. As in, don't listen to a word this man says. He's obviously in the pay of Big Pharma. Adverts.
Something's crackling.
Something's cracking.
Crackling.
Crackling. So we are back live here on VT Talk on Wednesday, the 10th of April. It's now 9:43 apparently, and we were just passing comment at a few tweets that appear to be going past, addressed to somebody called Mercola, which none of us here have ever heard of. No, we just have not heard of anybody called Mercola in any way, shape or form. He said, we just haven't. Sav has, as you can see, but we haven't.
Don't blame me, I haven't heard of nobody, nowhere, no how.
Indeed so. While we've got Andy, because I know Daz has been shouting for people to call in, but while we've got Andy online, Andy, is there anything else that you need to share with us? Anything in particular that you're looking for that we can get people to supply for you?
Well, in terms of the YouTube videos, it's really, you know, as I said before, it's just your personal feelings. You don't have to worry about. Just be honest, accurate, and heartfelt. That's it, really. And the purpose of these isn't to, you know, they're all on the internet, yes. But what the principle behind it is to pick the very best bits, the most emotional, the bits that work with other bits, put them together, and make a big patchwork quilt of people going, "This is wrong." That's it, really. That's it.
That's
stuff, and I'll put it together.
That's pretty much all we need to know. Hello, Andy. He said, waving. Yes. So yeah, as you heard it from the man, straight from the heart, exactly how you feel. And if it gets emotional, so much the better. Because if anybody knows how to wring the emotion out of a situation, it's that fella there, Andy Sutton. He can take something mundane and boring and wring the emotion out of it so that you I mean, I've seen my wife when she's been watching DIY SOS and the gas pipe's been put in for the 14th time and it's still not working. The tears are rolling down our face, and that's all down to Andy editing it together to make it. It just tugs at your heartstrings. He's brilliant that way. Aren't you, Sunshine?
You're sounding like an emotional Dalek to me at the moment, but
like a cross between a Dalek and The Exorcist.
Really? Oh, I can see why. It's gone very loud. I can fix that. I'll do it live. I'll fix it. Ow! It's hurt me here.
Gas fitting.
What?
I heard something about your wife getting emotional about gas fitting, and yeah, that's so she should.
Well, yes, exactly right. Has that sorted the problem out now by any chance? Is it
You are now de-Dalecified.
For whatever reason, and I just fail to understand this, my microphone decided to turn itself up enormously, which was why it had gone all Dalek-y. For some reason, the sound's just gone crackers tonight, and I just don't understand why. I put it down.
It sounds excited as well.
I would imagine it's more excited than even I am, and I've been excited most of the night. I could almost do a chair dance if there was any chair dancing music, but there's not, so we're all safe from that, which is all good. I must admit, I'm gonna show you some pictures of people that I admire for their changing stance. Let's take that one. Rebecca Taylor, MEP. Her stance has changed as a direct result of what people have been tweeting, as a direct result of what Andy did last Saturday night. That is brilliant. And we've got, as I said earlier on, Chris Davis, MEP. Let's see if he's still... I wonder if he's still kissing a fish. We'll have a look and see. That's his website there. He's not kissing any fish now. He's looking at cars. And kissing a fish. He is. He's kissing a fish. I love it. Anybody that can kiss a fish and back e-cigs is all right to me. I think that's brilliant. Sav, I'm going to throw it to you because I think chat will have quite a few things to say.
Yes, there's still an awful lot of talk about Mercola, and Rachel Coffey has said, actually, Dave, this Mercola person also advises against Big Pharma. What he does recommend is some routine involving tapping your head and a natural medicine, which one he sells and two he claims will prevent damage to those who still smoke. And Kaz J said, I've emailed John Bufton MEP and had a reply from his office stating that they are against this ridiculous ban. Another MEP against it.
John Bufton, do we know what flavour he is?
I don't know.
Be interesting to discover what flavour John Bufton is. Because it seems that the Conservatives, UKIP, the We Demand a Referendum party, they're all pretty much against it anyway. It looks as though the Lib Dems are being open-minded about it all and are actually seeking to do their research, which I think is absolutely amazing. It would appear to me, as a totally apolitical beast, he lied through his teeth, that it's the Labour lot that all are putting out exactly the same letter all the time that's come down from head office. And I think perhaps we need to concentrate our efforts a little more on them. And this is not meant to be in any way, shape or form a party political broadcast. I've given everybody the opportunity to come and talk to us, and we'll see who does. That'll also be interesting. Dave, you look very pensive, as though you have something to say.
No, I was just trying to get Andy back on.
Had he gone?
Yeah, he's
Twitter,
back now.
yeah, the Skype broke, and now I'm back.
Skype's been doing that lately. I don't understand why. It keeps logging me out and saying I'm not there. And it's just done the same with Andy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on Twitter either, but it's going crazy about this Mercola guy. I've got to look that website up. I don't know what that's about.
He's going to wonder where the traffic's coming from.
Can I just briefly interrupt on that one and say to everybody, make sure that your tweets are polite. Don't sort of go in there and go for the jugular. Make them polite and constructive, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Continue.
You heard it here first. She's very polite. She was dragged up properly with Sav, weren't you? Weren't you dragged? Yes, dragged up properly. You haven't been put on any dust covers while the painting's been going on, have you?
No, I think I'm safe for now. Moving on to the next room soon, though, so who knows?
Oh, that's never good. That's never good. So, right, I think I've just about exhausted everything I wanted to talk about, but just to keep people in the picture of what's happening. Yes, chat is bigger. We expanded it today, and it would appear that it's working nicely. 122 online I'm seeing now. Thank you all so much for turning up to watch the show. We do appreciate you coming. We appreciate your feedback. We love having you along. I want to say a great big thank you to everybody that's been involved so far on this Twitter campaign, because as you can see just down there, it's still going on. People are moving all kinds of stuff around, and you can see the kind of stuff that's there. And it is definitely working. It is bringing this to people's attention. And I'm so pleased by that. That's amazing. There was something I was going to share in the way of news, and it's gone out of my brain. I've forgotten what it was. It's a senior moment. I need more nicotine. It's gone out of my head. It has gone right out of my head. Oh, yes, I know what I was going to do. When we were talking about filming your VT, filming something to put up so that Andy can do the edits on it, I just wanted you to see what a numpty like me can do with what was a very, very rushed take and not really that well thought out. But by the time it's edited, it can look as though it's really professional. Watch this.
Hi, this is Dave. I started using electronic cigarettes not because I wanted to quit, but because I wanted to be able to smoke where I couldn't smoke. 4 years later, all I use is an e-cigarette. I get my nicotine from that, I don't harm anybody else, and as a really good byproduct, I'm going to live longer because I'm using an electronic cigarette. My name's David Dawn. Thank you for listening.
There you go. It's as easy as that. That's literally, it is. It's all you need to do. You don't need to be particularly skilled. I mean, I'm just, you know, a bloke. Just tell your story like it is. It's no bother at all. Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the videos, right? Okay, you've seen a VT tonight that Dave did that showed you how to do it with an iPhone, you know? But if like you've got one of those poor copies of iPhones, what they're called, Androids or something, they work too. Just get it onto YouTube. Just keep it simple and keep it sincere. That's the trick. Don't start sort of banging on about stats and figures that you've heard and the injustice of it all, perhaps. Just tell your story and what you're concerned about, and that is absolute video gold. Would you agree, Andy?
I would 100% agree with that, yes. It's all about your story. It's all about how these have helped you switch to a better alternative, and that you know, if you want to talk about flavorings and your vaping habits, go for it, and just speak from the heart.
Absolutely. I'm just going to nick the camera back because I just picked up a comment in chat about donating to get that on the telly. What Andy's done so far, the little video that Dave played towards the top of the show, was just taken from clips that we've got around and have filmed ourselves, and that's great stuff. Just imagine what can be done with professional camera crews, and you know, and a professional team putting the whole thing together.
Well, can I just?
I was just going to bat it to you, Andy, just to say, tell us about the Kickstarter and things like that as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the reason why a cash injection is needed to take this up a step is so we can be in more places at once. You know, I would love to be able to fly around the country and interview everybody for this, but I am but one person. The budget allows us to allocate the money to be able to go and get these people who are either with us or against us. And I have a large group of friends and professionals that I know that are capable to go and get what we need them to get with broadcast quality equipment. And then, you know, one of these Twitter bombs is going to get this noticed by the mainstream media. When they ask us for footage, we will have it in spades and our voices will be heard. Until that happens, that media still can be used, and including your fantastic videos that you're going to upload for us can all be packaged together, and those can be tweeted. Those can be used by us in the same way that we're using text. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Imagine if they were looking at a montage of 50 people saying that they love electronic cigarettes. They have to look into your eyes. and that has much, much more power than text. What we're doing is brilliant at the moment, but we can do so much more. We just need that little push.
That's exactly right. Although it has been mentioned, and I don't know about this, you may, Andy. It's just been asked, sorry Sav, to jump.
All right.
Is it possible that we could get one of these 15-second ones, I think they were talking about the blue shirt one, as an advert before videos on YouTube? Would that cost much? Is that possible to do?
Advertising on YouTube can be quite costly, yes. I mean, we've got a similar power to that. You know, we could certainly promote a video on YouTube or Facebook. That's something that we've got to look into. But I think the social media and broadcast is what we're aiming for. But all these are up for discussion. But it does need a little bit of cash behind it, and that's why we're doing this. We're hoping to take us out of the Twitter sphere and put us into the stratosphere.
Wow, that's a wonderful term. I'm loving that. Out of the Twitter sphere and into the yeah, what he said.
Did you say
I couldn't say it
twattersphere?
again.
Say that again, Dave.
The twattersphere.
Twattersphere. Oh God. Oh,
You made me repeat it.
we've got a minute, Dave. Play the music.
I can't, not without killing Andy.
Oh well, never mind. We'll not kill Andy then.
Yeah, hang on. I'm sure we can manage.
Might as well go out on a high. I've had an exciting day. It's been an exciting show, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So from everybody here, if you're in your chair, give it some. This has been VT Talk. Celebrate. Good times. The Twitter bomb. All together. Bye-bye, y'all. See you tomorrow.